Can we have a moment for podcast bros who didn't vote for this? Yeah, you did, bro. Yeah, you did. All right, guys, welcome to Can I Have a Moment? I am your host, Adam Carroll, and today we're going to be talking about podcast bros who are just so great. They're so great. I love podcast bros. So the first guy we're going to talk about is Andrew Schultz, or Schulz? Schultz. I think it's Schultz. So we're going to go with Schultz. And Andrew Schultz is part of the group of guys on the Flagrant podcast, I believe it's called. And he's also a comedian. I'm sure he's done some specials. And anyways, to give you guys an idea of who Andrew Schultz is, I am going to show you the greatest clip of my life. I could use this as porn. It makes me so incredibly happy. I love every second of it. I could just sit here all day and just beat my meat to it. Like at least once an hour, I could just crack one out, you know? Crank one out. There we go. And my load consistency would not change. It wouldn't change. That is how much I like it.
Everything about effort. Like, why is the effort doesn't matter when I go to work? What is this? Like, I want you to write a card.
Yo,
what are you talking about? Write a card.
Ain't nobody.
But there's effort.
If your girl orders food for you or cooks food for you,
yeah,
which one means more?
I like it when she cooks, but if she was like, I'd rather just order it, I'm totally cool with that. I just like the fact that she put, she like.
Oh, yeah.
I just like the fact that she put what?
Yeah, so that's Andrew Schultz. To give you an idea of who Andrew Schultz is. So obviously, the guy you want, or the people you want, the group of guys you want, interviewing, a candidate for president. It's these guys. These are the guys. These are the guys you want him to be interviewed by. Absolutely. And so they did. And that's mostly thanks to, I believe this is the rumor train, I think, Barron Trump. Barron Trump is the one who told his father to go on all these like bro podcasts to get all this men to vote for him. And so they did. And Andrew Schultz and the Flagrant podcast people, and also like Joe Rogan and all these other people, normalized Trump. They normalized him. They normalized a guy who tried to overthrow their government. It's pretty wild. It's it's pretty wild. And so the past week or so, I think it was like the last week. I think it was last week. Andrew Schultz was on. I keep wanting to say Schulz. Andrew Schulz, but it's Schultz, I think. That's what we're gonna go with, anyways. He recently sat down, I think, with Charlemagne the God. And I guess he finally has decided to admit that the leftist people were right all along.
But I will say that this was a breaking point for me in the way that the administration responded to it. Like, I didn't think what's happening right now with ICE could happen in America. I genuinely did not think that was possible. I thought I thought the Constitution would hold up.
You thought the Constitution was going to hold up with the guy who tried to overthrow your government? Can we have some critical thinking skills? Do we have any of those? Anyone? Andrew Schultz doesn't seem to have any critical thinking skills.
When I see it and then immediately defend it, I start to go, we gotta be very loud about this. Like it all of a sudden becomes not like liberal catastrophic thinking. It starts to become very reasonable, nuanced criticism of the administration.
It was never crazy liberal thinking or woke thinking or whatever the fuck he just said. I don't even care. It was never crazy liberal thinking. We've known who this guy was since 2015. We've been paying attention. And it seems like anyone who was paying attention got painted with this brush of, I guess Trump derangement syndrome. Andrew Schultz. Schulz. Wherever the fuck your name is. We've known who this guy is. The fact that you didn't is wild. Sorry, keep going.
They have just made the most far left critiques of the Trump administration, their reaction to this has just justified all of them.
Let me ask
In one moment, all of their responses from Trump to Kash Patel, they have justified every single and I know people will probably look at this and be like, they've done a million other things to justify them. Sure, and that's fair.
Yeah, they've done 1,000,001 other things, dude. Why has it taken you this long to figure it out? Why did it take you 10 years to get to this point? I guess we can listen to some more.
But this specific situation, I think, is a breaking point, and it has justified all those criticisms. I think people's antennas are way up, and people's antennas up that were not up initially.
This is like seeing the Epstein files. Because it's like,
Wouldn't it be nice if we got those?
It's like, damn, y'all really been lying to us. Like, damn, like you really been lying to us.
Yes. Yes, Charlemagne the God. They were lying to you. Please, for the love of the Lord, tell me that you did not actually think, I'm sure Andrew Schultz thought this, that you thought that Jeffrey Epstein's best friend, who's mentioned in the Epstein files thousands and thousands of times, because we already knew that, did we not? You thought that he was going to release them? The guy who said grab him by the pussy. The guy who said he could walk into changing rooms at his beauty pageants and it would be fine, even though there's girls changing in there, there's women changing in there. He had a beauty pageant. That's fucking weird. To own a beauty pageant? It's weird. He said the youngest he would date is 12 years old. He said he would date his own daughter if she wasn't his daughter. Like, weird. And you thought this guy was going to be so innocent with the Epstein files, and he didn't do anything wrong. So clearly, he was going to release the like, no. And we've barely gotten what we've gotten from the files. That is a ridiculous thing to say. I hope he didn't actually think that, because that's ridiculous. The other clip that I want to show you is, I think from like earlier last summer, I think. Andrew Schultz was talking on his podcast and obviously said some stupid things. So here we go.
People that they'll DM me and be like, you see what your boy's doing? You voted for this. I'm like, I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for.
Yeah.
I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's like everything that he said he's going to do, except sending immigrants back.
Yeah, he's sending immigrants back, but he's not doing any of the other things he said he was going to do. Like what, Andrew Schultz? Lower grocery prices? He was never going to lower grocery prices. Never. He thought groceries was an old-fashioned termy word, a word he invented, blah, blah, blah. He was never going to do any of the things that he said he was going to do for you. What he was going to do was in Project 2025. Do you not remember that? Project 2025? Because that's what you voted for. That is what you voted for. All of the stuff that they've been doing since they got into power was in that fucking book. But you chose cheaper fucking groceries. You chose the lie of cheaper fucking groceries, of reducing spending. When has a Republican ever cared about spending when they're in office? They don't. Eugene, I'll let you out. Hold on. Ugh. The other thing I want to mention is people like, Andrew Schultz, he kind of just did it. There's other Democrats that do it, and there's other Republicans that do it, that kind of give this cover to Trump supporters about, Donald Trump should just go do what he was elected to do, like what the voters elected him to do, which is, lower grocery prices, lower the cost of living, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not why they voted for him. It's just not. And if they did, they're morons. Because he was never actually going to do that. Again, Project 2025 is what they voted on. That is what you voted for. There weren't mass deportation signs all over his fucking rallies and every campaign stop he had for no reason. They want to make the United States an evangelical Christian nation. That is what they want to do. That's what they voted for. And if you thought otherwise, you weren't paying attention. You weren't paying attention to the guy who tried to overthrow your government. Good for you. And then you went and voted for him again. Lots of blood on your hands, guys. There's lots of blood on your hands. Eugene's outside and he's crying to get back in. Oh, Eugene! I love you. I love you, Eugene. The other person I want to just briefly talk about before we wrap up here is Joe Rogan. If one more person tells me, oh my God, the Joe Rogan interview with Donald Trump sat there for like 3 hours, didn't use the bathroom once, because he wears a diaper, guys. We know this about him. He's worn a diaper since like the 90s. There was a guy on The Apprentice who apparently allegedly, I guess, his nickname was wet wipes. Because Donald Trump wore a diaper. And there was accidents. He probably just sat there shitting himself as Joe Rogan. Are you kidding? All right, guys, that's the moment we're having for today. If you like this video, please thumbs it up. Make sure you're subscribing, and we'll see you next time.